Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Good morning. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Tea Time. Tea Time Espresso. Welcome everyone. Yes, welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Espresso with me, Darison Chauskas. Today's the 17th of May 2018. Today's Thursday. So we're gonna have a look at the markets, what happened with them yesterday, what levels to watch out for today. But as always, before we go in, let's have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content of this webinar does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Also, a quick reminder of our JFD Brokers research page, where you can go in and have a look at different analysis that we do on a daily basis, different trading shoutouts, analysis in different languages. So yeah, guys, feel free to come and visit us, and yeah, I think you can find something useful. But for now, let's have a look at the chart. So the first one I want to look at is the S&P 500. Now, yesterday I was talking about this one. I was talking to keep an eye on this upper side of this triangle formation that we recently broke out of. So we've kind of almost managed to test that from above, and we pushed away and closed the day in the positive zone, closing the day also above this level that I've got here, above the 2720. So we're just slightly a few points above that. Now certainly could be classed as a bullish sign. We had a nice move away from this let's call it a downwards moving trend line here, and currently we are aiming now for this 2755 area. Certainly if this reverses back down and moves below moves, let's say, first towards the 2700 and then moves below the 2695 area, approximately there, it could potentially put this index back below this trend line here, below this downwards moving trend line. But certainly until we see these breaks below the 2700 or the 2695, we're gonna keep that away. We're just gonna put that off the table for now. Certainly for now we are aiming towards this 2755 area. But for that, in order to kind of reach that level, we need to see a nice move towards these recent highs here that we had on Monday, yeah, we need to kind of start breaking them in order to kind of move towards this 2755. But that's the next level that we're keeping an eye on, the next good level of resistance. A break above that could send this pair a little bit higher here towards the 2790, or even slightly higher towards the 2800. So just let me quickly highlight that. There we go. So it's approximately there. Now, good levels to watch here, guys. Let's quickly have a look at the UK, so the FTSE 100. To be honest, not a very exciting day yesterday, and we kind of are slightly above these previous here, these Monday highs. Certainly not higher than yesterday's highs, Tuesday's highs, but nevertheless, I mean, it seems that it wants to move higher here. Certainly we're not far from this upwards moving trend line that we're keeping an eye on, because if we see a strong move here below this the 7690 area, 7690, if we get a nice break below that, this could actually mean that we could break this upwards moving trend line as well. So, well, that could be classed then as a bearish sign, and we could end up moving towards these lower levels here at around 7615 and a little bit lower 7585 mark. So for now, guys, I mean, we cannot really say that we are going to become bearish, but until we see a nice break below this upwards moving trend line. So for now, we're kind of bullish, and we are aiming here towards this 7795, or even slightly higher, maybe the 7800. So keep an eye on this one, guys. So looking at the DAX now, so the DAX is it looked like it wants to kind of push higher yesterday, and at one point it did. We managed to move above the psychological 13,000, but as you can see, this level proves to be very strong, and we keep bouncing around it. So of course, we saw the close, yesterday's close, below the 13,000. For now, I would probably stay very cautious on this one, because we could end up seeing a pop to the upside here, and moving towards this 13,160 level that I've got marked here. But to be honest, I mean, there is also like a 50% chance for this to move a little bit lower here, just because, like I said, we are just currently balancing around this around this 13,000, this psychological 13,000 level. Now, something that I really wouldn't like to see, of course, is if this index continues to drag itself and until we're going to be trading just around the 13,000 mark, and just going to drag itself towards this bottom side of the rising channel formation. And of course, then we'll have to be very cautious if it will want to break this to the downside. Well, this probably could look bad for the index, but if this bottom side of the rising channel will play as a nice bouncing ground for this index, then we could see a nice move towards the upside. So for now, to be honest, we're just observing this index, and we want to see what it wants to do later on, of course. So looking at gold, so the gold yesterday had a mixed day, I would say. Initially, in the morning we were pushing higher, but then the bears managed to pull the index a little bit lower here, back towards this 1290. So at the moment, this is the scenario that I'm kind of looking at right now. We could end up seeing a move back towards this psychological 1300 level, get a nice test of it, and a push maybe lower, because certainly at the moment gold is not looking quite good, and let's call it that way, and we could end up seeing lower levels, because we managed to get back into this 1200s range now, well, a range territory, I would call it like that. Then if we see, of course, we see a nice break above the 1300, keep an eye on this 1307, guys, initially, because we might get something like a push here, a break above the 1300, push towards the 1307, and then we could reverse from there again. So with this one, be very cautious. Of course, if we'll start seeing breaks here below the 12,090 straight away, then, well, we will be aiming here towards this 1280 mark. So for now, guys, watch the price action here. I mean, certainly keep an eye on the psychological 1300. We might end up testing that one again. Let's have a look at a few pairs now, and the euro dollar is an interesting one as well. And yesterday we saw this break here below this level that I had highlighted, this 1.18200, approximately there. Certainly we made a move lower, managed to already go into the 1.17 zone. So we hit the 1.17 approximately there, something like that, maybe slightly a little bit higher, but nevertheless, I mean, we managed to retrace back to the upside here, and now we're currently balancing around this level again, this 118,200. With this one, to be honest, it's very tricky. I mean, it does have some grounds here. It does have a good level of support that it could go and test here at around the 117, 150 mark, approximately there. So that's why it's a bit difficult to say if it's actually going to go here, because it's currently giving us indication that it wants to kind of pull a little bit higher, push a little bit higher. So for now, to be honest, we're just going to stay neutral on this one and just want to see what it wants to do. If it makes its way towards this level here, the 117, 150, that's wonderful. I mean, we might consider maybe something expecting getting a little bit of a retracement back to the upside, but for now, like I said, just pure speculation. So let's keep an eye on this one. Let's just watch what it wants to do. An interesting one that I wanted to show you quickly, guys, is the Euro Aussie. Now, the Euro Aussie has been on this little short-term downtrend here since something around the 25th of April, and currently we're seeing that on a bigger picture, it was holding to this upwards moving trend line here that started here in around the end of February 2017. So now we can see that we're getting a nice break below here. Certainly for us kind of to become more bearish on this one, it is already a bearish signal, but for us to be even more bearish on this one, we would need to see a nice close below this trend line here, and then probably we'd be aiming for this level right here, the 156.300, approximately there, a break of which could send this pair a little bit lower towards this area right here at around 155, approximately there, just slightly, maybe slightly a little bit below it. And also we do have this 200 EMA approaching that level as well, the 155 that I just talked about. So certainly, I mean, it is currently looking bearish, but be very careful. I mean, we might get something like a quick reversal back to the upside here, and if we'll start taking out this 157.750 area approximately there, watch for a potential break of that. I mean, we could end up moving towards this short-term downwards moving resistance line, and if we start breaking that one, well, I mean, this could end up turning bullish again, and we could be aiming towards this level right here at around 159.650, approximately there. So for now, I would say probably keep an eye on this one. Just let's stay away from it for now. Let's see what it wants to do. If it will reverse back to the upside here, back above this trend line, then we could start seeing, like I said, a move towards this level that I just talked about. So, but for now, I'll probably repeat myself again. Keep an eye on it, guys. Looking at GBP USD, so GBP USD had a nice recovery here, slightly better than Euro, and we managed to hit this level again, the 134.55, approximately there. It seems that it's proving to be a good level of support. Now, we are currently at around this 200 EMA again, and of course we would need to see a nice pop here above this, and a touch of this 136.15 approximately there. If we see something like that, we'll probably start considering maybe a break of that level. Of course, if it's too early to say if that would happen, but nevertheless, watch for a potential break here above the 136.15. If we do get a nice break, well, we aim probably for these higher levels here a little bit, so the 137.10 or even the 138. So, but for now, keep an eye on this 200 EMA, keep an eye on this level first, the 136.15, and let's see what he wants to do with these areas, with these key levels. On the downside, certainly we need to see a nice break here below the 134.55, and if we do get a nice break, we'll consider this level then the nice beautiful number of 133 as the potential next level of support. Let's have a look at one more pair quickly, and we'll probably wrap it up here. And so the USD JPY has an interesting formation here. I do apologize for all the lines here. Probably need to tidy it up a little bit, but nevertheless, I'll zoom it in. And yesterday we saw this that it was kind of held here by this 110.500 level, and we pushed lower. We made a move towards this, almost towards this psychological 110 level, but didn't quite touch it. And we reversed back to the upside, moved it back above this 200 EMA, and now currently we can see that USD JPY is showing some strength, and it's aiming to charge this 110.500 level again. So if it'll start breaking that, keep an eye on this, because it could take this pair towards the beautiful number of 111, and if we do get a touch of the 111, I mean, keep an eye on this higher level here, which coincides kind of with this upper bound of this rising channel formation. So For now, of course, watch out for this 110.500 level. If we do get a nice break, keep an eye for these higher levels that I've just mentioned. But on the downside, certainly, if we'll start seeing a break below the 110-200, and then even actually if we get a break below the psychological 110, we could end up testing the bottom side of the rising channel, and certainly we'll have to evaluate the price action then, if it will want to maybe to break this rising channel or not. But like I said, we're not gonna kind of jump into that yet. First, keep an eye on these levels that I've just mentioned, guys. Okay, I'll have to wrap it up here, guys. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this session, and